Welcome to the ThinkData Podcast, and today I'm really excited to welcome Olga to the show. She is the head of AI at Smartling, and they are a platform that makes global translation smarter with artificial intelligence. I'm really looking forward to this because we're going to take a closer look at how Smartling builds trust in AI with its customers, and also kind of those pivotal moments when it kind of showed that their translation tools had real market traction, and how that staying ahead in this space is easier said than done. And I'm really looking forward to having you on because I know you've obviously been on this journey for a while, but you obviously come from a larger operator. You've joined Smartling. But yeah, for people that haven't come across you and Smartling, yeah, who are you and who is Smartling?
Okay, yes, it is indeed true that I joined Smartling almost exactly 3 years ago, but I've been in the language technology space for over 25 years now, actually closer to 28 years. And
Wow.
one of the reasons I joined Smartling is I really saw huge potential in an AI-driven, innovative platform where things move super fast and deliver real value to our customers. So I saw like, okay, great. And I loved my previous company, but it is great to be a part of the solution in the modern time and day. So when you look at Smartling, it's a true AI platform. AI first, not even AI powered by AI first platform that delivers on brand bespoke translations, which again is essential. And that's something we'll talk about, that the brand is always honored. So that's about the company. And that's why I joined it. Me, myself, as I said, I've been in language technology industry for over 25 years, 2 advanced degrees in structural linguistics, and then just life pivoted. And so I pivoted with that, adding more and more tech into my life
Yeah.
and following the trajectory of the language technology journey for all the iterations thereof and landing in real AI now. So that's me. That's what.
Fascinating. Yeah, it's to actually have the fundamental degree in it as well, and actually that knowledge beyond just experience obviously holds you in probably quite good stead. And I'm interested to understand, who are Smartling's customers? Is it B2B? Is it B2C? Who are you targeting?
Take your daily routine,
Yep.
any daily routine of yours, right? You wake up in the morning and you probably will be dealing with one of our customers' products, like say making yourself a coffee, right? You get into the car and, well, give or take, it could be the brand of your car. And again, you get into the car made by one of our customers. You pass the street lights made by our customers. So basically, that's my way of saying that our customers are equally B2B and B2C from all ways of life. It used to be there was
Interesting.
an interesting shift. It used to be mostly tech. And in
Yeah.
general, it would be tech investing into translation. And now we see a dramatic shift where more and more retail, life sciences, legal, finance, other regulated industries are actually investing into translations, into
Mm.
scalable enterprise scale platforms. There were quite a few pocket industries that were just FTP files or email files around. And now we see that our customers literally come from every segment possible, government included.
Yeah, that is interesting. I guess saying, with obviously AI being, as you alluded to, it is the product. It's not just an add-on. It's not kind of an element you can get down the line. It's actually is the product. But for a lot of people, it can be quite confusing. It can be quite overwhelming. It can be, there's still a lot of nervousness around AI. There's hallucinations. There's people that are still not sure that what you're being told by AI is true or not. Talk about the education piece. So how do you make sure that your customers firstly trust it, but also ultimately want to use and pay for it?
Rightfully so. We live in the age of, I was listening to Andrew Ng, who is my hero, right? One of the godfathers of AI. And he said something. He said, we live in AI 2.0. It's not
Yep.
1.0 anymore. It's real and it is there. So I
Mm,
think we passed the frenzy and fear. And now we're more in the age of measured deployments. And
yep.
this is where SmartLink comes to play, right? We pull our customers from, oh God, you know, I just got a directive to plug in GPT somewhere. What do I do? And this is actually where we bring, first of all, knowledge about the models and what
Okay.
AI can do for you. Second, again, when it's measured and when we bring in quality evaluation and benchmarking data, then again, we give them comfort that we've picked the right AI approach for them. And we have one of our divisions that reports to me. We have a project that we jokingly call 40 prompts. And basically, that means that you would have a prompt catering to different translation, post-processing, post-editing, pre-editing scenario, depending on the content type and the industry. So first of all, you come in with a tech stack that builds confidence because we've done all the legwork for you.
Mm,
You mentioned hallucinations. And when we show that actually, hey, yeah, models do hallucinate. And even more so do they hallucinate in foreign languages, right?
yeah.
Statistics show that the training data, unless it's a purpose-built translation model for a specific language, training data is 70% English. So when it comes
Yeah.
to hallucinations, the model is pretty much guaranteed to hallucinate in a foreign language at some point in time.
Mm,
And when we also show the hallucination mitigation mechanism, we basically say, like, hey, we do all the plumbing and it's going to be AI plumbing for you. Then comes content types. Models are not good with emojis, special characters, sentences that are not parsed out properly. And when we say, like, hey, no matter where your content comes from, you can be an engineer, you can be in marketing, we have facilities and tooling in place to make your content AI ready. So
mm,
basically, you just show, like, hey, we've done all the legwork. We can cater to any scenario and protect your brand. Then comes security, and we show that our platform is completely secure
yeah.
and data is not going to be shared. Like your data, you're not going to find your data, God knows where, and recognize your sentences. But last and not least, or maybe first, actions speak louder than words. You can
Yeah.
draw any diagram, but when you produce a sample in the most obscure, the most long tail languages, and the customer, the easiest way is just send it, ship it to your country office. And the country office will say, yeah, I'll sell it. Or hell no, am I not selling it? Right?
Yeah.
It is, yeah, I sell it. It's perfect. It's great. So I guess this is the way you build it. And indeed, you're absolutely right. The world is going from AI frenzy to AI trust.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's a super valid point because I think we're not getting away from this. You know, someone joked to me the other day, the train's left the station, so you're kind of on it or you're not. And I think we can't moan around displacement. We can't talk about, it's more about, I think companies need to do a better job of educating. I think, there's so many startups pouring into the market where for a consumer or an enterprise business, you're like, well, which one do I go with? So your point's really valid. It's the trust, isn't it? And actually saying, well, proof's in the pudding here. I've got the guardrails. I've got the right frameworks.
Yeah, and yeah, the train has departed. You're on the train, and I'd like to think of Smartling as leading the train.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what makes I wake up happy every morning because you are in the leading position. You are in the
Mm,
leading role, not just jumping on the train. And you're absolutely right. Like a lot of raising AI money, I don't think there is anything easier now, right?
no.
Raising money for AI, you come in with a deck, you say AI 10 times, you say deep learning 20 times, right? And you're good.
Yeah.
But when you start digging, quite often, nothing against them, quite often it's just like a very thin application wrapper layer, right? With a little bit obscure ROI. And it's not unheard of, right? And
No.
there's amazing companies out there I'm a huge fan of. But then again, there is this, it's a super easy thing to capitalize on.
Of course it is. Yeah. And I think that's I think we find ourselves now. I think there's no shortage of capital to be deployed. I think the issues on investors and the VCs now is actually knowing what to invest in because, as you say, is this built on quicksand? Is this a wraparound a ChatGPT layer? Is this actually a fully fledged AI product? And is it going to be replaced by OpenAI when they switch on a new module next week? I think that's an interesting point. So why do you think Smartling is leading the train then? Why do you think what is it about your solution that your customers are going, yeah, that's exciting. That's very interesting.
I would say that, first of all, as you said, the proof is in the pudding,
Yeah.
right? And we have achieved our automated translation. And obviously, that's mapped to language families. What you
Hmm.
can achieve with Brazilian Portuguese, you cannot quite achieve with Thai. But between different language families, we have achieved a quality level just through automated translation alone, a
Mm,
publishable quality level that often requires sometimes 70% of content would not require any edits. So when customers can see that they can save ton of money getting to human parity or almost human parity for certain content types or like balance between human parity and we'll get to human in the loop. Again, proof is in the pudding. We have
mm,
we can deliver something that can deliver high quality translation. That's one. Second
yeah.
one, as I said, high quality translation, sometimes with fine tuning, with the right RAG techniques or like enrichment techniques, you can get to a reasonably good quality level, right? And there will always be
Mm,
solutions that are perfectly fit for plug in, always content, like just, plug in and go, like user generated content. But I think where we really lead is every division of a company can easily plug in to our platform, have their content AI ready. And it's a very rare thing. Like a lot of companies try and new translation companies pop up, but you cannot grow a British lawn over a year, right? It will take you 100 years.
no.
So we've been in the industry for quite some time, and we know exactly what to do with each individual content type. So you can get it
Yeah.
cheap, you can get very high quality, again, in the secure environment and with a plumbing that will take care of all your possible headaches for you. So I think it's somewhere between our AI knowledge and the strength of our platform that gives our
Yeah.
customers the confidence that we are the thing.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like the confidence. I also like the strength and conviction of, we've been there, we've been over a while. People begin to trust us more. But when I go back to that point of, I don't know how involved you were on this, but when you kind of getting product market fit for AI startups it goes back to your point about raising capital and actually people investing in companies that, well, hang on a minute, is this an AI company that's for the future, or is this just a very quick win for someone? When did you or Smartling know that product market fit had been achieved, and what was that moment? Was there kind of general feedback from customers knowing that, yeah, we're onto something here, or was there something more pivotal in that moment?
I would say that, I mean, we have been a very successful translation platform, enterprise translation
Yeah.
platform for many years, right? For 17 years. And forgive me, God, if it's not 7. Okay, well, let's say 17. And I think we have always had natural language processing in the platform. Before I
Okay.
joined, there were always pockets of first rule-based, right? Then statistical, then machine
Yep.
learning, tooling in the platform. But I think just like for the rest of the world, we saw tremendous potential when transformer models came about.
Okay.
Deep learning and transformer models came about. There was like, hey, here is something we can really, given that we already have all the other pieces of the puzzle in place. I would say 2016, right, when the attention is all you need paper came out and transformers officially took over the world. That's, I think, where the light bulb went. Like,
Yeah.
okay, now there is the tech that really can take over the world if you wish. And that's
Mm,
actually, as I said again, 3 years ago when I joined the company already has like different versions of earlier versions of transformers in place, like BERT and like different semantic tools. So the huge potential when you have the right tooling and when you can lead very prominent research, that's where you see we can deliver real value.
yeah. No, that's fair. And I'm really interested to ask about your journey because you obviously joined business is relatively established. It's really this kind of inflection point of AI. We're talking, if it took 2.5, 3 years ago when AI became very mainstream for a lot of consumers and organizations. What's been the biggest challenge for you on that journey with so much new tech, hype, confusion, market messaging? Talk about that because obviously you head up the AI function. So how did you kind of keep that kind of your North Star? Because I think for a lot of companies that's their biggest issue, right?
And I think one of the North Stars is obviously agentic AI.
Yeah.
And again, not individual agents, I'm talking about agentic platform. I think
Mm,
agentic AI was that's another like pivotal development that really paves the way to even more successful AI application, right? Because you have great quality, you have speed, you have cost, and now you can also do it in a self-orchestrated manner.
yeah.
So I think that's a point of excitement, but it's also, again, okay, agentic, fantastic. But we're already there. We can solve this task with rule-based. Why bother? Why do it? So I think for me personally, there's 3 challenges. I'll name all 3. So one is make sure that you can separate the noise
Yeah.
from what really adds value internally and is applicable for our use case, right?
Mm,
What's applicable for like a friend of mine has a startup, brilliant startup in operations engineering optimization with AI, right? If you
okay.
have a 40-step process, it makes perfect sense to launch agents on every step,
Yeah.
right? Our case, do what delivers value. And if you see a home for a strong agent, do it. If a
Okay.
decision tree is good enough, don't do it. So I think
Yeah.
one for me is really making sure that everything that we deploy is analyzed, measured, and delivers value and not fall
Mm,
for shiny objects. Second one, you were so spot on, is customer education.
yeah.
And ironically, it goes both ways. You say, how do you build trust in AI?
Mm,
Great. And I think I gave you a very reasonable recipe for how you build trust. But how do you also, how do you manage the excitement of AI will do everything for you,
mm.
right?
Yeah, you're
And
right.
one of the biggest challenges for me, for the team, for our go-to-market team is how do you mitigate the don't do it yourself. Don't do it yourself because AI, again, you plug in a, let's not name a model, any model API. Just take my word that you will be back at our doorsteps in 6 to 12 months because you'll be finding out on the various steps that that's not, that you really need a platform solution. So I would say
Yeah.
staying sane, not falling for every shiny object,
Mm,
educating your customers and helping the customers pick up what's fit for purpose. Again, there will always be scenarios where that API is going to work, but that's not our content. That's not our
no.
target. That's not our North Star. So completely independent, orchestrated, agentic, high quality, high speed, with ability to mitigate all the shortcomings of AI, purpose built platform. I think that's our North Star.
Yeah,
The translation agent. That's what we want to be.
I like that. And it goes back to your earlier point. You're established enough that people should trust you to kind of come on that journey. And I think there's so many new products, initiatives, companies, tools out there that it does become quite hard for consumers or those decision makers to make a decision. But obviously you've got the brand of Smartling behind you, you're going to give them continuous feedback loops. They're going to be involved on that journey as well. So it kind of works both ways.
Actually, there's another thing I missed. Uh, Quite often when there are do-it-yourself solutions, AI takes you, in some cases, it takes you 100% where you want to be. But for
Yeah.
some content types, high-risk content, uh, I don't know. I mean, let's take life sciences again. You do need human in the loop. And
Yeah.
that's another point. We provide the facilities and the work surface for human in the loop to deliver most value, both in bringing AI translation to the level where the customer wants to see it, but also to run quality estimations on the fly and giving us
Hmm.
data labeled for quality. I'm sure
Yeah.
you've noticed, right? And I mean, the name of the podcast, right? I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you're well aware of the world is super hungry for data now, right? Everybody, and you see what's happening. Data labeling companies are making a ton of money now. And
Yeah.
then look at Smartling. We natively, because of human in the loop and because of continuous human feedback that our AI learns from, we get the label data that the world can only dream about. So I
Yeah.
guess that's another huge point about us. Like it's all data driven, ingests data and produces data.
Yeah, you're right. There's more data than ever now, isn't it? It's actually trying to make sense of it and bring that back into the product development feedback loops and actually using that data effectively is where the organizations that get that right are going to have the edge.
I don't know if maybe you saw this publication. I think it was about Morgan Stanley. It was, I forgot who it was about, that the biggest competitors of the large language model producers, not another language model producer, it's enterprises that have IP for terabytes of proprietary data and clean data
Yep.
accumulated for the years and the ability to build bespoke solutions. There was
Yep.
actually a whole point of enterprise AGI probably coming even before the broader AGI because of this access. And now imagine we are that enterprise translation solution that has been accumulated this
All that
proprietary
data.
protected data for those enterprises for a year and think about what we can do together with our customers. So
Yeah,
that's
it's
I think that's another,
exciting.
that's another super unique position that we're in. Everybody pays for data. We get paid for accumulating data.
Exactly. And it goes to your point about like, if you look at biotech and pharma, all the data, the proprietary data that they're pulling in, they ultimately, the value is in that. And actually from a Smartling standpoint, no one else can rival you with the amount of language data that you have, which is ultimately going to make your solution better and clients more effective.
Not only that, it's not only language data, it's super clean data
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
does not introduce noise because, again, you're following, it's very easy to contaminate your model with poor data.
Yeah.
right? And that like one of the reasons for hallucinations, for bias is actually the quality of data. You go out, you
Yeah.
scrape. Of course, you have data cleaning techniques, but you cannot get to the level of professionally curated and authored data accumulated over the years.
Yeah. No, you're right. And I'm excited to touch on the future. Obviously, you've had this kind of crazy journey in 3 years. You obviously, the business is growing. Your obviously responsibilities are getting broader. AI's, as I said, is here. What can we expect to see and hear from Smartling over the kind of coming years? And within that question, how are you going to keep on top of the latest trends within AI? Because as you said, there's ultimately going to be new tools, new reiterations of models. There's going to be things coming out which we don't know about yet. So first and foremost, Smartling, what are we going to see from you guys? And how are you specifically going to keep on top of the latest initiatives within AI?
I think I mean, it's my own personal opinion, and I think there are only three things that feed into the product. That
Yeah.
would be company vision, that would be state of the art research, and that would be listening to your customers. And probably listening to your customers comes in first. So I
Yeah.
think as long as these three components, these three-headed dragon is in place, you will be in the forefront. You listen to your customers. We are, myself personally, we're always on the road visiting our customers, listening to them. A lot of our customers have different pocket initiatives of AI across the company. And that's actually one of the challenges of our customers. Like, how do I chase after
Mm,
multiple LLM deployments across the company? And how do I actually centralize it? So I think one of the things that you can definitely expect in Smartling is not only are we going to be the plumbing, we are going to be this, as I said, orchestrated, centralized, and it's essential. It's one of the biggest pain points for our customers. Centralized platform that all the do it yourself internal initiatives can feed into, protect the brand,
yeah.
and deliver on brand. I had a conversation with a SVP from not even Fortune 500, I'd say like Fortune 10, who said, excellent. Like, I mean, a lot of people across the company deployed translation, deployed APIs for translation. It's all fantastic. And he's an SVP of global comms. And he's like, how do I even know what my company's brand is anymore when people can actually publish across the globe and I have no damn idea what they're publishing? So I think
Okay.
one of the things, again, we already are, but we aspire to be even more that brand relevance, on
Mm,
brand delivery mechanism across variety of content types. Centralized, orchestrated, agentic brand relevance delivery mechanism. So I think that's basically where we see ourselves. And let me pause on content types. What's been happening in the world of language AIs? It's been predominantly text driven,
yep.
unless it's a company specializing in voice generation or like whatever, I don't know, digital twins and whatnot. And I think it's very essential to have a platform that not just is that point solution, but a platform that actually can deliver different content types in different languages like
Yep.
this and at a human quality. So I think that's what we want to be. Again, not everything for everyone, a very, very specific, focused, purpose built platform that can meet all of your global enterprise content. And obviously, translation is becoming a commodity. The cost of actual translation is going to go down,
Yeah.
inevitably. But the value of a centralized platform is always going to be there and will always be going up. The
Yeah.
other one I
That's
would say is maybe sorry, now I speak so much, but I have so much to say. The other one is we definitely are on a mission. Again, it's a lot about quality of life of translators. We're definitely on a mission to cater to underserved long tail languages. A lot of companies expand into like less known Indic languages, for instance, Southeast Asian languages. We work with government entities that need to translate. I learned something into two flavors of Hmong. I didn't know they existed. So,
okay.
okay, that's an
Yeah.
interest. And then, like, one day we were asked, like, hey, can you, like, provide a transcript for this Australian tribe? It's just problem they don't quite have an alphabet. So I think, that's for sure any day. But I think we also want, like, we are on a mission to really help bridge the linguistic divide,
Yep.
right? There is a digital divide, but there is a linguistic divide, and really service what needs to happen across the globe, different flavors. And there is a term hyperlocalization. We definitely are going in that direction. local content,
Wow.
tailored to local cultural relevance with local linguistic nuances. So this much for
Keep you
global,
busy.
this much for strategic vision. Not lofty at all, right? No lofty goals here.
Oh, well, go high or go home, right? I think it's awesome. I also really fascinated the more I talk to you about, yeah, real life applications of what you're doing. And I think you said right at the beginning on the intro was every touch point in life, we could be one of our customers, because ultimately we're translating or bringing that localization platform service to everyone. And actually, as a consumer, we're obviously going to benefit, but obviously enterprises benefit as well. So, yeah, no, that's been tons of fun. I enjoyed having you on. I think I'm going to encourage everyone to follow Olga and also check out Smartling when we go live, because it's a really interesting product. And obviously you brought it to life with such passion and vigor that I'm sure people are going to be clamoring to kind of have a watch of this. But thanks so much, Olga. It's been, yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Thanks so much for having me, Alex.
Pleasure.